He's just an elf woman hedonizing in the corner.
Yep.
Okay, guys, let's get it going because the sooner the better. As I say, I will attempt to present this as normal, but I may have a couple voice hitches and whatever. Feel free to have fun at my expense. Now, last time we left off, I believe we were heading into town, right? You guys chose the front door, and there was a series of like garrison guards heading towards you guys. Correct? Does that link up with your guys?
Yeah.
Mentality?
Yes.
I
Or
believe
did I
somebody
had-
actually said something to us.
No, that's it. And they had said something to us.
Fancy seeing you
Right.
after all this time.
Yeah,
right, and that's how it
that's it.
ended. Yeah, right. Okay, so we're gonna pick up that right away, and I'll just redo the line, and we can go from there. Okay, guys. So, we are starting right now. So the garrison guard, he's got like one of those pointed helmets with like a feather in it, the cuirass of steel on his chest, some frilly pantaloons of blue color. They look fairly well attired, like fairly richly attired. This is like near to the heart of Daggerford, right? And we know it's a mercantile town, so the garrison forces here maybe look a little better than the ones on the outskirts. Now, he approaches you, the group as a whole, and whoever wants to be the front man or woman here, feel free. But he says, "Yeah. Fancy seeing you here after all this time. I'd have thought you were just like all the rest of them. Gone after the mansion and gone missing." And let's say he talks to Elia here. Let's say it's Elia he's gesturing towards, just because I can, like a teacher in a classroom. Kyle, what is your response to this?
What do you mean all this time? Hasn't it only been, what, maybe 1 or 2 days?
And he says, "Well, I'm certainly not the one to deliver that information to you, but it's been a far sight more longer than that. You might want to get to Grumps right away. He's been presuming you're dead, even took bets on it, I think."
I bet he's going to lose.
Well, that very well may be, but as you know, Grumps doesn't lose many things now. So I would tread carefully on that. But do tell, what is in the wagon? You do know that Daggerford doesn't allow imports from such hedonistic places as Neverwinter and Baldur's Gate. We like to keep our economy as the sole beneficiary here. We only do official trades with official sanction. None of this smuggling, what have you. So again, he's asking what's in the wagon. What do you guys all have with you? Due to the trade laws in the region, they don't import of random goods.
For Grump's eyes only, yeah.
Is that you speaking up, Trish? As Trix?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So,
And he sort of leans to his left and looks down and sees like a 3-footer.
Sorry, bud.
3-footer kobold. Just be like, for Grump's eyes only. It's like, oh, indeed. Well, you wouldn't be the first smuggler to say that exact sentence. You all know Grump just operates a bit on the line, a bit sanctioned and a bit not, if you know what I mean. Now, as it happens, I do have to take a look. Don't we, boys? And he gestures, and 2 more pikemen step forward of the same regalia, spears in hand, no shields, just freehanding spears, and the blunt end in the dirt. You're kind of on like a training ground area as you moved in further. Like you've moved through the front gate. You've kind of got to a free range position. It's you're being approached in an area of open space, and there's like targets for archery behind, like in the distance behind, just to set the scene a bit more. So their spears are in the dirt. They step forward as if to punctuate the statement that he still has to take a look, this individual, at your wagon and its contents. And
I mean, hopefully we packed it well, and there's just a big rug sitting on top.
All right, so well, do tell me what should I expect? It is custom and law here to take a look at your wares.
An ogre in a cloak. An orc in a cloak.
An orc in a cloak, yes, I see. Daggerford doesn't take kindly to your kind. Cloaked is probably the best idea, but no matter the party, I'm curious of the goods. We are the trade central city. Don't listen to the others. Baldur's Gate can kiss my royal ass. That is, if I was a royalty member, which I'm not. And that's exactly where this decree comes from, the royalty. So please, let's hurry this up and do detail to me what I can expect to find as I rifle through this wagon. Any declarations?
I think a very nice rug from the manor which Grump sent us to collect a debt. So that's what we've went and got.
A very nice rug, and no other accoutrements? Now, you guys, be advised. You can think out of the box too. If you want to approach it, you can speak to me out of character. If you have any questions, what can you do? You know these kind of things. As always, just to reiterate, you don't have to be. You can try to find ways around anything. I'm not saying it'll go well. It might end up in your death. So do take care. But
so if he was to walk around the back, what how do we have our things packed? Does it
okay, so here's how I visualize it myself, and you can correct me and adjust if necessary, but here's how I visualize it. So you've got you guys up front, the wagon in behind. Right now they're only seeing you guys and the sort of generality of the wagon. They have not looked inside. They can't see anything. They can see the large like oblong slab that is the coffin, but it's hard to make out what it is. You've blanketed it, you've tied it down. They do know that there is something big. There's also sacks of the other goods like the potions and whatever else I'm assuming are in there as well, unless they're on your person. Do I have that wrong? Is it just the coffin in the wagon? Let's maybe clarify that, and feel free to amend that if you had a different opinion. But my opinion is that there's a couple sacks of like the sundry goods you guys picked up, and then the coffin dominating the middle of the wagon for them to see, like out in open air. Is that incorrect?
No, that's how it's packed.
Oh, the rug is draped over. Gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
rug's over
Is the rug tied down on the coffin or no?
I think it's concealing it. Like I think what I envisioned was that we tried to conceal this coffin.
Okay, got you. So your official statement back in character is that there's just a rug there.
See a rug in our
with
gear.
The sacks of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, our rug and our gear, and the rest of our party is back there. We've been gone for what we think is 2 days, apparently a lot longer, and the sooner we get back to Grumsh, the better.
Okay. Can I take that as like in conversation, that statement?
Yeah, I'm quite agitated and tired, and I would really like to get back to a bed.
All right. Well, I understand your difficulties, Grey One, but as you know, procedure is procedure, and I'd like to keep my job so I can have my own bed. I'm sure you can understand that very well. Now, I will waste no more of your time, and I'll send Cedric. Go to the back and have a look-see, won't you? So Cedric is going to go and take a look at the things, and as he approaches the left-hand side, the individual unnamed guard leader at this point is just standing firm, sort of waiting. Cedric pulls a pad of like parchment out, or not pad, but a roll of parchment, and he sort of was jotting down as he went what was going to be in there. And Cedric himself looks fairly tired. This individual, a little wary under the eyes, the helmet maybe fitting a little too loose. He's maybe not the sharpest in the shed, but I'm not saying he's stupid. He just looks like he's had a long day. And he's sort of looking through quickly and going through everything, and he says, well, yeah, that checks out. The adventure standard, potions, a couple empty bottles, and he's sort of like mumbling to himself, but within audibility of you guys. And he's like, what's this big thing then? This thing here, this rather large item. Looks like it's, and he touches it and he feels the rug. Rug, at least, wrapped in a rug or something. Hey, Custer. And Custer is the main guy that was talking to you. What's that, Cedric? There's something rather big in here. Maybe my lucky day. A treasure chest, perhaps, unsanctioned. And mine for the taking, perhaps, if you're not careful. He sort of chuckles to himself as if he doesn't believe that's actually going to be the reality, just maybe, like ribbon a little bit, if you will. Now he's gonna go and take a look right now. So he's walking now towards where Cedric is, and he sees he's gonna get inside. Custer, Commander Custer, and he will like garrison captain. I guess he would be not of any repute other than this moment here, like a border guard basically. And he's gonna have a look. And I need to make a roll here to see what Custer does. So if there's any quick schemes or anything, I'm not trying to say that you should have a quick scheme, but if you have one, now might be the time to talk it over or think it over or enact it. As I roll
firewood we chop fresh for Grumsh.
Firewood for Grumsh, eh? Well, I hate to tell you this, he'll get his halfling Reginald Hoffellow and 3 hatchets worth of other slaves to get his own firewood, but I'm sure he'd appreciate a nice little thing. Now that will, however, cost you import tax. We do have our lumber aficionados, and the lumber is expected to remain around the region and be in the care and custody of Daggerford, and not imported or brought in or otherwise distributed by any adventurous gear, and that will be, and he checks his amounts. This is before he's taking a look.
Surely
and
this is a tax you should go to Grumsh to collect.
Maybe you've misunderstood something, Orc. And he sort of stands and he sort of reaches on the hilt of a short sword on his waistband, like his waist of his cuirass, and he seems a little agitated now and stares directly at Urzog. Maybe you've misunderstood something, Orc. Grumsh does not run this town. Grumsh is a merchant sanctioned by the Commission of Merchants. This town is run by Lady Morwen Daggerford, and her law is law. Now, if you have any problem with that, or if you think Grumsh supersedes it in any manner, I'd be happy to give you a re-education and perhaps send you back to Many Arrows, where you've no doubt come from, the Orcish kingdom.
I think you misunderstood me, Captain. I was saying that Grumsh abides by said rules, and shouldn't he be the one to pay said tax? Not his errand boys.
Yes, I misunderstood you indeed. Now, that will depend on Grumsh. And you've made a good point here, Green One. I should check with Grumsh. No doubt he will have a register or a certain allowance as toward unexpected goods arriving. He does pay a tax, yes, and he is one of the merchant councilmen, much begrudged by some. Half ogre in that position is a rare treat for the lot of us. But you make a good point, and so, and just for the record, I rolled a number that is in your guys' favor in this regard. And this is what will lead to this outcome. As it would have it, I will have you take your leave now and waste no more of each other's time, but I will advise you to advise Grumsh, who you tell me has sent you on this errand, and indeed he has claimed that you would return with some unknown amount of goods, but that was some time ago, and I'm not sure that the import contract will remain. Daggerford, again, very strict on its expectations of comings and goings of goods. That being said, do implore upon Grumsh that I will be there to visit him, or somebody in this position that I am allocated if it's beyond my time in the station. But tell him we'll be there, and he will have to sign off and assure that these goods are on the level. And then he sort of gestures, you guys can go ahead.
Thank you, Captain.
And he didn't look any further. In fact, interestingly enough, it would seem, Urzog, you may have stopped his focus from staying on the coffin. So based on the roll, anyway. So little behind the scenes, a nice little pipe up there. You never know. Anyway, you guys can proceed wherever you wish to proceed. as the guards, captains, and guardsmen filter out without any further questions.
So what is our sleepy status here? Our actual sleepy status?
I think
I would try to get some rest, but you might want to talk to Grumsh first, considering the time.
yeah, so I think
Question
we
of
were staying
time.
at the Lady Luck Tavern, and that's also where Grumsh is, I believe.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. Yeah, you don't have a room like state like you have to get another room, of course, but that is where Grumsh is. Yes, and his Go ahead, please.
I was gonna say, surely Grumsh can give us a room after all this hard work we did for him.
Gotta give her.
I don't gotta give him shit then. All this rug is mine.
All right, so am I understanding that you guys would like to make your way to Lady Luck and either get a room or converse with Grumsh
Yeah, I
at the earliest opportunity?
Both.
Bale, were you our spokesperson last time?
Bale
yes,
was.
yes, I was.
Bale, Elia, and Urzog, I think, that were like up in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think he'll want to talk with Bale. He's very particular, or at least was very particular about that that arrangement, right? So presuming that stays the same, I'm assuming Bale will want to lead that again. And we can go from there, right? Yeah, presumably. Okay. All right, so let's bring you guys to Lady Luck Tavern. And you guys, I guess you just sort of hitch the wagon and horses outside and go in. Bale, you leading the way. How do you guys want to do this? You want to request a room? You want to scan the scene? What do you guys want to do? You want to proceed to the VIP area right away where Grumsh is?
Question is, are we bringing the coffin in with us?
I don't see a way that would really work out. I think I think you'd have to get
stay
Grumsh
covered in
to.
a wagon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull the wagon around back.
If somebody wants to stand guard, you can.
Is there
I
stable?
will let you do so while staying in the conversation.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Alex, question about the stable. Is there like a stable hand there, like all the time, kind of watching?
Well, right now I considered it on a hitching post. Just would you rather it be stationed in the stable? Because
Well, I
that'd be a bit farther away than Lady Luck itself. Like it's not adjacent to
Does
Lady
Lady
Luck.
Luck have like a secure, like area at all for wagons or?
Well, just the hitching posts for their horses and whatnot, which is in the open theoretically. So I would say no, it does not.
We do have a permanent stable though. Didn't Mabel give us access to her?
But that's some hours away, right? Or an hour away.
Yeah, just curious.
I mean, I'm fine leaving it. Like, I feel if people want to mess with like things that are outside the Luck Tavern, knowing that Grumsh is like in charge, I feel.
I mean, you could always. Sorry, go ahead.
I feel like you know they know not to mess with stuff around there probably.
Right. I was gonna say you could always proposition the guards to stand watch for like a gold piece or something. There's always that opportunity as well, if you think it's necessary. But your premise that few would probably steal from Grumsh might be correct because he does seem to sort of lord it over this tavern at least, right?
I don't know if we should pay a guard to watch anything that has Captain Fanner's body in it. That's a little.
Yeah, I'd say like let's just leave it for now. It is hidden, right? It's like underneath a bunch of stuff. Like,
It's just a bunch of wood. Yeah.
It's just a regular wagon like stacked. There's nothing visibly like strange about it until further inspection. Right?
Yeah, it should be fine. Like I said, I don't think anyone's going to disturb the wagon.
Okay.
Plus, it just looks like
Alrighty.
an ornate coffin anyway. Even if they do find it, who wants to go?
Yeah, it could just be a dead person or something, right? Like, now, so you guys are gonna go in. Bale, you're gonna lead. Do you guys want to secure a room first, or do you just want to like make contact with Grumsh and his people and go that way?
And
Bale, what would you prefer?
I mean, I would say let's go talk to Grumsh first.
Let's do that.
Okay.
But are we keeping
All
Fanner's
right.
body a secret from Grumsh, or are we not?
Good question.
We were debating, right?
I think I'd leave it up to Bale.
That's
Like,
the ace card, right? kind of.
I'd say
Let's
maybe
see how
don't
Grumps
pick
is
it up
feeling.
right
If
away.
we have to offer him something, or if he'll just accept
Yeah.
the carpet.
Yeah, but at the same time, we want to know if he had any idea of what he was sending us into, right? So I don't think I'm definitely not gonna lead with telling him about the corpse of Captain Thanar chilling in the wagon.
That's right.
Sure, yeah.
Grump sent us to collect a debt. We
Right.
technically didn't collect shit.
Yes,
The
but
question
No.
is, what is debt to him, right? So I
Yeah,
don't
but-
know,
Right,
so-
he allow liquidations, right? Like
Yeah.
He could have also been sending us to our death. Like,
that's it too. Like he might be shocked that we're coming back in and be like, oh, you're alive. Well, shit.
And we let him know we may have something of interest for him without saying what it actually is.
Now, Bale, you may also. Well, I shouldn't say anything. You guys can go through it. Never mind.
Yeah, we're gonna go through it.
Yeah.
Well, Bale will go through it.
Dale, you're up.
Alrighty. So as you guys walk through Lady Luck, the familiar elven waitress is there, and Grumsh, as if nothing has changed, is sitting at his VIP table just behind the doorway, the one where the elf was like standing in. The elf bodyguard with the long staff was standing in there. The one that tried to flirt with Kyle's character, Elia.
So I wonder if Grump should be surprised to see us.
Okay, so so you see Grumps playing cards again. Nothing. It seems like nothing. Like I said, it seems like nothing has. Honestly, nothing has changed. This is seemingly his day to day, right? A kingpin that runs
Doesn't
runs what he can, right?
it doesn't look like he's aged? Perception check.
Go ahead, roll it.
I don't think it's anything good enough. 9 plus 11.
11. Oh my fucking Christ!
Yeah, right, guys, Boyle?
Damn it! Yeah, I'm fine. All my dice just dropped out. I'll have to grab them in a bit. I won't need them for the moment, anyways. So you see no visible signs of aging on Grumsh, but I would also caution that the physiology of a half ogre is not exactly your forte.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Just carry on.
Alrighty. So Bale, as you approach, the rest of you guys stay behind but in visual range. Bale, as you approach, you're nodded at as the elf sort of comes back out with the shining armor, and he sort of gives you a nod knowingly, but also an elvish darting eye. Like he has one of those the eyebrows of an elf, which would be very sharp, quizzical. He raises a quizzical eyebrow, like well, but he sort of gestures you in, as if he's an old friend, towards Grumps, which as you make your way through the curtain VIP area, the sound of Grumps is more and more plain to see. I always win. I know that by now, Clement. Ah, yes, of course. It's so silly of me to try. Oh, it absolutely is, Clement. But I love a good game, so how's about another? Best 5 out of 7. Oh, Grumps, you've already bled my pocket dry. The wife will have me one. Oh, the wife, right. If you're like me, Clement, you'd know. And then he stops in his tracks, like a drop of spit sort of descending down his lip and his tusk area, the short little tusks of a half ogre. Maybe some orc in him, who knows? He's all kinds of a mutt of tribal denizens, I would say, from the Highlands, who's made it big somehow. And you guys know he can be boisterous and everything else. But he sees you guys, okay, and he stops mid. Clement, get the hell out of here, if you know what good for you. And then Clement says, steps back, and the chair squeals against the wooden floor, wood on wood, sort of, that noise. It gives off that, and he's out of there with a shot. And Grumps, he's he's not the best looking guy. he's like, well, if it isn't my favorite, come, sit down. I just wanted to see you here. I must admit, even for me. See, I only make the best hires after all. I don't just hire anybody, so I always know they'll succeed, but nonetheless, an interesting time to see you. Wouldn't you think? And he gestures to his elf, and he's like, just bows like, yes, my liege, it is interesting, without saying anything, the elf with the long katana double blade mercenary. And, that's what I thought. It was strange, wasn't it? Now, you take your seat, presuming you want to, that is, Bale. He's offered you the seat.
Oh, I'm going to sit down.
Okay. So you sit down, he's like, and he goes from like, gregarious, I guess you'd say, and welcoming to suddenly fumbling up like a coin, thumbing a coin and staring at the table without looking up at you. And he's like, see, ways I see it is like this. I sent you all out some 40 days ago, and I had me a dispensation which I was not liable to speak about, because I don't speak about my business with people that don't need to know my business. But I had a dispensation for incoming goods that lasts about 27 days, around a month. Now you've got me in a little bit of a bind with the governor. Or I should say, in your proper parlance, the government. You got me in a bind with the Daggerfordians because I don't even have a dispensation to bring in the goods, provided you've even got any. And that seems to be like a question, but a statement. And he sort of leaves it flat for you, Bale, to fill in whatever blanks you care to.
Did you say 40 days?
It's been 40 days. What, you been crazy? You been down in an orgy or what, Bale? Slap. And guess who? Reginald Harfell. Reginald Harfell, his halfling compatriot who carries his tiger helm and had a pad of paper ready to scrawl notes or whatever. He gets slapped and he hits the deck. And Reginald down on the ground. He's always got a joke, he is, the little one. I do love him, I do, don't I, Reginald? And Reginald, he's sort of peering up through one, like, blinded eye with a bruise already. It's love I can imagine. Well, I know. I overdo it sometimes in my affections, I will admit. But, and he gets more serious. But it's been 40 days. And you may think that I run this here business on a whim, or that maybe I run the laws of this place. Should be true, but it sadly ain't. So when I tell you that I've got a dispensation for 27 days of interesting incoming goods beyond the docket, and you come in 40 days, and I don't even see a strike of good on you unless I'm supposed to rip your clothes clean off, then we got a little bit of a problem. Yes, sir, a little bit of a problem. And Harfellow is scrolling now, like writing notes quickly.
All right, I just wanted to be note that I audibly laugh at him hitting Reginald again, all right? Because that's hilarious. And I just want to make sure we had, to our perception, we've only been gone like 2 days, correct? Like something, we rested once, right? We got there, explored, so we've been gone like 2 days. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
He's saying you've been gone 40.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure. All right, cool.
Dispensation of law, like import law.
Yeah.
In the area.
All right. So back into
Yep.
By our perspective, we've only been gone 2 days. And on top of that, having sent us out there, why would you put in a dispensation for 27 days for goods to be brought in? Did you know what we were getting into?
Do I know what you're getting into? I should think I don't like your quizzical tone. It's me that asks the questions. But I'll do you a favour, Bale, because I know you like good humour when you sees it, especially when our fellows on the ground and whatnot. But just like me, smacking around a halfling is only half the battle. And unlike me, you're asking questions that you shouldn't be. I put in a dispensation for incoming goods from adventuring parties every time I send them out. Now, you're about the sixth-some party I set out, and the days, whatever days they put on it, it ain't for me to decide. It's for them, Guild Council. They give me 27, I say 27. They give me 10, I say 10. You say you've been gone for 2, but I already had my dispensation expire, and I done wrote you off as dead. So tell me now, what you doing 40 days, some 12 days after my 27-day dispensation ended? I'm sorry. I don't care about mathematics, Reginald. It's not for me to decide, it's for you. Yes, sir. So tell me, Bale, tell me what is going on here before I get crotchety. Because I sure as hell, Bale, before you go on, I tell you this, I sure as hell am not going to be paying for another goods dispensation. So what do you got? It's better be extremely good, or else we've got a problem.
Well, we're still trying to figure out exactly what's been going on because, again, we have been gone by our count for 2 days and by your count for 40. Did you know what was going on at the manor before you sent us?
Listen, I like you, but only so far.
I like you too.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Maybe we should get a room later. Now listen close. And he sizes up to the table, big, broad forearms like ham hocks on the table. Now you listen to me. You asking me if I knew what went on in the manor. Alls I know is, and this is because I like you. Don't write that down, you sniveling runt. Yes, sir. This is because I like you, Bale. All I know is every time I sent some people out there, they never come back. And all I know is there's some fight some several hundred years ago, what has never been cleared. Now, what I know is I can't get anyone worth a salt to go out there unless I say it's official shitty business. It's bringing the monies out and whatnot. What I know is a little bit more than that. I know there's some kind of treasure out there. And that's what you're supposed to bring to me. So, if you've got treasure, let's talk treasure. And if you don't, well, I might treasure cutting off a limb or two. And he leans back off the table, forearms sort of like letting the table slip back into position because as he leaned on it, sort of lifted up on his end. On your end, I should say. Lifted up on your end.
Well, I have some truly disappointing news for you because you were grossly misinformed about the treasure. We brought you back a rug, if you'd like.
Oh, what?
A rug.
A rug? Is that some sort of magical spell? Are you talking about what I roll Harfella up when I kick him down the stairs? Oh! Another slap to Reginald Harfellow. The erstwhile halfling tumbles again to the floor. The tiger helm, one off the gladiator that Harfellow carries, scatters to the floor. Hey, pick that up for God's sakes! You know how I won that? I stole it off a gladiator what won every battle here for the last 10 years. Have some respect, Reginald. My goodness. Yes, sir.
Bale, tell him
Right.
it's weaved of the finest Neverwinterian tapestry.
As you speak, Grump gestures to his elf, who brings the blade in front of Urzog. You know, I feel other people talking. And Grump says, he gives him one of these, like, bring the orc to me. And so by the blade of a double-edged katana, Darth Maul katana, this elf says, like, gestures you, come inside and present yourself to Grump, Urzog.
Hello.
Just blade at your back.
Hello, Grump. How are
Oh,
you?
well, I've been better, been worse, been ripped from a womb. You decide. Right now, I'm a bit perplexed, Orc. And now, you and I, we share some common lineage. Maybe we're both just big fuckers. Whatever the case. You were saying?
What Vale said is true. We found a rug that we believe has magical powers, like the great Prince Aladdin. It's woven of the finest Neverwinterian tapestry.
I need to make a persuasion check immediately.
No, that's gone. Sorry, we're not going to count that. I was so laughing so much. I flew.
Fucking Aladdin.
15.
Oh, 15. So he squeezes his chair squeaks as he moves it forward. The plush ruby red fiber of it still has the wooden legs, and then the other chair seems like it's been added to, but it squeaks just like his friends who got up there, Clements. And he goes, Go on. Tell me more about this Aladdin. And he seems particularly engaged by this.
You've never heard of the great Prince Aladdin?
I can't say I have. And he seems a little almost bashful by this. A man of connections, or an ogre of connections, or a half ogre of connections, whatever he is, he's baffled by it. I can't say I have.
You
Sorry,
mentioned that something happened several hundred years ago that you did not quite understand.
I did mention that. Though you shouldn't speak the words I speak unless you want to lose your tongue. What happens in the back rooms happens in the back rooms, you understand me? And last I saw you was outside the back room, but I let it go this one time.
Prince Aladdin, legend has it that Prince Aladdin was a great druid. From several hundred years ago, there was a battle that waged against vampires, and he weaved this fine magical rug with his face. And it carries some sort of magical powers that none of our group really know what it beholds, but it's definitely magical.
Oh, fella. And his halfling scuttles up. Yes, sir. What you know about this Prince Aladdin? Well, sir, I don't think I've ever heard of him. But maybe I... Yeah, you probably didn't miss something. You're never a good researcher. When I said you was a research assistant, you're supposed to know these things. I shouldn't be being told by some orc who knows what mother he was ripped from to tell me there's a prince I don't know about with treasure I'm supposed to know about. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. My mistake, sir. All right. Well, that being settled, you know, it's You know, it's so hard to find good help these days. Now, got my attention. Tell me more about this druid prince or whatnot. Is this rug? Can I see it?
I think it's best if Bale takes over from here. He has more magical knowledge than myself. I only know of the legend of Prince Saladin.
And he scratches his big chin, no beard on it at all. Just flab and muscle. Well, all right then. Bale, you got the magic touch or what? Tell me about this rug here with Aladdin on it.
I'm just gonna put this out. I blame Trish for this, okay? Because on her notes, she wrote, where did she
Because you
write?
started
Magic
with-
carpet like Aladdin, okay? She wrote it on the, I can't
But
remember,
it
she
was
wrote that on
more-
notes and she pointed it at me because she was too shy to say it.
No,
and
no.
I went with it.
It is. I just thought it was funny, and you
It's-
mentioned
it's-
it. I didn't think you were gonna say anything.
It is funny, but we're also trying to persuade him.
I love how you actually acted that quickly. It's Prince Aladdin, legendary. That's the beauty of D&D right there, like in a nutshell, is that you're able to just do quickly and work like that. So good job, guys. That's beautiful. Continue. Your role plus your description has this ogre at the moment wrapped with interest. So
Which leads me to believe that he has no idea what we were sent there to get. So, good thing we got the rug, guys.
All right, so
Somebody
just
has to enchant this rug fast.
I just want to backtrack you really quickly. He asked about he's asking about the rug and the story. I was laughing way too much to concentrate.
he's asking about the rug.
the story that
He's
I
asking
put.
about the rug, and well, no, he for the record, behind the curtain, he buys that there's a Prince Aladdin.
Okay,
But he wants to, yeah, he buys in that there's this Aladdinian legend or whatever.
okay, all right.
But he wants to see the rug. The treasure itself is in question. You know, like he doesn't necessarily buy that, but he buys that there's a legend of a prince, rich prince he didn't know about. Which is why Reginald is like literally gonna like die over this probably.
Okay, all right, good. Okay, I'm good.
So, Bale, I'll just repeat the line. You got the magic touch or what? This rug? Can I see it? Like a child.
we can
wide-eyed.
we can definitely bring in the rug for you. Unfortunately, myself and the other magic users of our group are unsure of the special properties and extraordinary properties that this rug possesses.
You're unsure. Now, is that, don't mind my asking, Bale, but is that because your dog shite at magic or because it's more powerful than you could ever imagine?
It feels much more powerful than we are capable of unlocking at this moment.
See, I knew it. I knew it when I sent you out there. I knew it. I knew old Grumps would find something that would rack the very foundations of Daggerford. I just knew. Now, seems to me that this is maybe more valuable than a dispensation would allow for, seeing that it's an unheard of powerful magic rug from a prince of yesteryear. What say you and I and a couple of my accomplices and maybe one or two of your own, we meet tonight in the back alley somewhere. You can even come to my house if you like. But it's not here, and I don't want it to be in the sight of the guards, and then we could talk business. And his smile, his tusks jut out, large incisors, and he's a kid in a candy store with the possibility of new treasure.
With his accent, it sounded like he said, "Come in me ass."
You can come in the ass. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It did sound like that.
Of course, name the alley and the time, and we'll be there with the magical rug.
I'll have the information brought here tonight. It's always a different location, you know, when we play outside the rules a little, colour outside the lines, or smack halflings upside the head. It's all the same to me. But I'll let you know, and you best bring the rug. Because if not, if you're having me for a laugh, I'll have you for supper. You understand me?
Of course.
Good then. Good then. Now, go on your way. Maybe get a room or something. Hey! The room!
Yes, sir.
The elvish barman. It's on me for the night. Let's make sure they get stacked up, these lot. But no freebies and no free showers, neither.
Oh, I was about to ask for a free shower. Come on. Grump, surely after 40 days of working for you, you could throw in a free shower for me and my comrades.
That's directly being said? Okay.
That is directly to Grumps, yes. This magical rug is of great power. Several hundred years of magical slumber, brought to life by the great druid Prince Aladdin.
Nice sail. Nice sail. That's a beautiful job. Yeah, it's a beautiful sail for a orcish performer. So good job. Yeah, you might be right. It's only that last time when I had our fellow come up and give you a scrub, I had to throw out the whole tub afterwards. It's how goddamn stinky you are. I don't know if I have any budget to get another tub just for the likes of you. 40 days for all I know, you spent 2 of them searching and 38 of them jerking off. But alright, you can have a shower.
And my compatriots.
I've only got one halfling for the job, unless you've got a cloning device or whatnot, a doppelganger trapped in a cage somewhere, and maybe you can have more showers. But as you can see, then he points to the crumpled form of Harfella, who's routinely beaten just to make extra points. Punctuations to sentences, if you like. But as you can see, our little squeegee is a bit out of commission. And you look, and he's fetal position on the ground, bruises everywhere. It's not good luck. Nonetheless, I'll send him up for you in, I'd say, 3 hours' time. Get him up to their room. Where's Clementa? They'll be gone, big old Clements! I got more money to win from you. But there's no sign of him. Oh, for Christ's sakes. And then he started shooing you guys off to go about your business. So this ends the conversation with Grump at this point. And your room is being prepared for you, and the particulars being discussed. It's a free room for the night. You guys can head up there now if you want. Consider you guys at the moment to be in private conversation as you assuming you're filtering into your room now and don't want to do anything else.
So what time is the meeting?
He just said tonight he'll send a messenger with the details.
Okay.
So he didn't specify time.
So
Might be wise to just head to the room and prep for that, but
Yeah, I think maybe heading upstairs and resting would be the best option.
before we rest,
Okay.
I think we have a conversation to have though here.
Well, yeah. I just meant kind of chill and just
So
enjoy sitting down after being gone supposedly 40 days.
some of us
Yeah.
may have some if we want to like magic up the rug a little bit.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah.
Like, aren't there some spells like where we can like light it up or like make it glow or like
something, yeah. Like if you have those spells taken, like Dancing Flame or whatever, right? You guys have to get creative because right now that shit's a regular ass rug.
yeah, even just for the handoff, just to say like, yeah, like we don't understand it, but it does this weird thing.
We could also
Right.
like have it like tied up so it can't escape. And then you guys can light it up, be like, we're not responsible once you open that.
Oh, that's a good idea, yeah. Make it shiny and just be like, oh, there, it's yours now.
And like
Whatever
if it can,
happens,
if it can
happens.
jump if it can jump a little, like
I mean, look, the best I can do is light it on fire.
Magic? I don't know.
Check your spell books.
Didn't somebody get a? Doesn't Derek have like a warlock scroll? Does he get to choose of like what of his choice? How does that work?
There was a level 3.
It was prestidigitation. Yeah, I didn't look it up though. As to what it can actually do.
Use that actually. I'll look it up right now for you.
Oh, I got it.
I forgot what that was, but I thought it was like some sort of like.
Well, it's just supposed to be. It's just supposed to be like a bullshit magical effect.
Yeah, you can create an instantaneous sensory effect, shower of sparks, faint musical note, or odd odor, puff of wind, etc.
Sounds like the perfect useless scroll.
How long does
You know
it
what's
last?
so funny about that? What's so funny about that is that was a random ass roll to get prestidigitation. And to think that it might actually come in handy is just fucking it's crazy to me. All right.
Okay, but we shouldn't use that till like right before.
How long does it last actually?
Yeah, like what?
That's what I'm curious about.
It's
what
an
I'm trying to find.
instantaneous effect only, it said.
Because I have
Up to 1 hour duration actually, so there you
1
go.
hour? Oh, 1 hour.
Yeah.
Perfect.
How does
You
it get
have
activated?
Here's what it says. The spell is a minor magic trick. Here you have to create one of the following effects within the range. You can create an instantaneous harmless sensory effect like a shower of sparks, faint note, odd odor, puff of wind, etc. You can make either instantaneous light or snuff out a candle, torch, or it might be a small campfire. Instantaneously, you may choose to clean or soil an object which is no larger than 1 cubic foot. For about 1 hour, you can chill, warm, or flavor up a cubic foot of food. You can make a color, a small mark, or a symbol appear on an object for 1 hour. You can create a non-magical trinket or illusory image which can fit in the palm of your hand and will last until the end of your next turn. If you cast prestidigitation for multiple times, then you can have 3 of these active at one time. But you only have 1 cast, so there are some options. You can clean a dirty object or dirty a clean object. You can create light or snuff light out. You can create sparks, note music, odors, wind, all kinds of little knickknacks. If you have other ideas about non-harming knickknacks, I might consider allowing it. It's really up to you guys.
I would say maybe making the face glow for an hour on the rug.
Yeah, I think making something glow. And then I also have a cantrip called Thaumaturgy where I can manifest a minor wonder, a sign of supernatural power. And I can create one of the following effects. So we can maybe combine these. So I can make my voice boom up to 3 times as loud, or I can cause flames to flicker. I can cause harmless tremors in the ground. I can create an instantaneous sound that originates from a point of my choice, such as a rumble of thunder, a cry of a raven, or ominous whispers. Maybe ominous whispers would be good.
Oh, I like the ominous whispers one.
I was gonna say a cry of a raven.
And I can alter the appearance of my eyes, and this will last for 1 minute. So I think like the ominous whispers.
I think that one would do.
Or something.
I think to
to
live on Arthur's honor, it has to be a crying raven. No.
I'm gonna disagree because in my position, I think the whispering, the quiet whispers is more indicative of like some sort of hidden, powerful magic.
I definitely agree with you there.
Should I try to summon some ravens to come, like flock?
Oh my god, we're really gonna sell this to the guy.
I was gonna say, if the GM doesn't give like the whole squad luck points after this ruse, I'm telling you.
Fair point.
This is quite the ruse. I like it. We're gonna have quiet whispers of ravens overhead, a lit up rug. Ooh.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty smart, by the way, Alex, I think like in our rooms, if I can try to find like an extra like blanket or something to cover up the coffin after when we get the rug off of it.
Yeah.
Just take Elia's blanket. Elia doesn't sleep.
Now, the only thing we have to think about here too is that we're gonna go meet him in a certain spot. Like, how do we have to activate these spells? Do we have to read these? Are these spoken? Like, how does this? Because obviously, if you walk up to him and Derek rips out a scroll and reads something, it's not really Incognito. And Grump's pretty stupid, but I don't think he's that stupid.
Well, the scroll you said lasts for an hour, right? So that we can use, like, once we know where we're going and how far away it is, we can use the scroll, like, en route to the meet, so that the scroll lasts as long as it does, like as long as it can with him. And then it all depends on the other two spells.
Mine's verbal.
Casting time.
Mine's verbal, but like I could probably like cover my mouth or something.
And like whisper it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hiding in the darkness in the alley as well.
Mine works within 30 feet, so I don't have to be like right beside it touching it.
Okay, perfect.
Are you there, Alex?
How about
Yeah, I'm just gathering my dice, so I muted to try to gather some dice here.
And then maybe we want to discuss the possibility that this could also be a trap. You know, dark alley. I don't fully trust Grumsh. I don't know about you guys.
And also, your wagon's still tied up outside as well, right?
I don't fully trust him, but he does seem rather intrigued with this ruse of a rug. Ha!
Yeah, but if he thinks it's a truly powerful rug, who knows to what extent he'll go to get it for himself and keep it a secret. We might have just screwed ourselves over by overselling this rug.
Well, we had to bring him a thing. Like, this will be the trade, right? Like, this is what we brought. This will be trade. Like, take it. No? Later, we may have to hide from him. That's all.
Later will be fusion. Not big deal.
Well, no, it's just that he won't be able to unlock the secret right away of the rug.
I was
That's all.
gonna say, if he like steals it from us and it doesn't work, he'll probably just get angry and come after us, and we can just be like, "Well, bro, you don't know how to activate it."
Yeah, we already told them. We knew that there's something magical about it, but it's way beyond our skill to unlock the secrets.
Worst case, we have some bigger revelation in a coffin that we can always.
Yeah, we have the ace in the hole, you know.
True.
The like, okay, before you kill us, let me tell you about this one other item that we have.
What is Elliot?
It's a corpse.
Yeah, what does Elliot have to say, actually?
About our mystery meeting.
Yes.
I don't know. Part of me wants to say trap, but you never know. It's just something that we're gonna have to do.
At the same time, I don't know if it would necessarily be a trap, because I mean, we were all in that room, basically trapped in the room by the elf with the sword. If Grumsh wanted us dead then and there, I'm sure he could have killed us all.
Yeah, but doing it in the bar would raise issues, because I'm sure the city guard would show up and they'd intervene and investigations, and because he's subject to the same rules as everyone else. As much as he doesn't like to believe he is. So all the better to just trap us in a back alley at night when there's way less witnesses and way less going on. Murder us, take the rug, and be like, I don't know, these guys left and they were fine when they left. I didn't see them after.
I mean, I think
I feel like
a lot of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we wouldn't have been the first ones to have he would have killed in that bar. You know what I mean? In his little VIP lounge, he seems pretty well okay in there, like guarded and incognito. I mean, they know he's there, but it's not like they see him.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying it's one of the possibilities.
I think we've piqued his curiosity that he's not going to try anything with all of us. Maybe it was just you by yourself, but with all of us, he'd know that he'd.
Well, just to be clear, he said a few of my guys and one or two of yours. He said.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll be right behind, if not in the shadows, at least nearby. Because we're not going to be able to.
That's providing you guys pass stealth checks and whatnot, right?
Yeah. I'm just saying, when a guy like him says a couple of, like, some of my guys and like two of you in a back alley, I'm not feeling comfortable. I mean, I'll do it, obviously, but it's like I'd rather be on guard.
To, like, hide. That's it.
I mean, have your suspicions about you, sure. But I think what
so
else
are you guys?
have?
Let me just clarify. Are you guys? Is the plan at the moment for all you guys to be there, some of you guys to hide, or is the plan to send some of you guys and not all you guys? What is the plan? that way.
I think we all go. Some of us hide. Some of us are there for the exchange, right? Because he did allow us to bring one, or he's allowing some of us to go.
Right.
I think it would be best if the orc and I were there because he was talking to us, right? The rest of us hide.
Right.
And then
And for the
perform
record,
our trickery.
Sorry. I was going to say Elia has good stealth rating too, so that'd be a good hide option as well. Right.
But the other elf has a much higher stealth rating than Kyle, so that worries me a little.
Oh, the bodyguard? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for all we know, he's gonna have guys like at a distance too, watching. So I think we should all go, like, and just.
I think I mean, the worst case scenario is they'll tell us to wait at a certain point, just like they do for the room, right? And I assume that'll be within. Assuming makes an ass of you and me. But
and then what's happening with our cart?
We're gonna have to bring
Right
it.
now it's tied up outside, and it's becoming nightfall, and it's still out there.
I think we're gonna have to bring it to like bring the rug, right?
It's a heavy rug, right?
Yeah, he wants to see the rug. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I could probably fit one person inside my cloak, and I'm getting a bath, so we don't have to worry about that. So,
Speaking of which,
Someone let him in? Someone opened the door?
You're getting your shower.
What? Oh.
Hello?
Dang it. Open the door for you. Come inside.
Oh, Elia, you open the door? It's
a
a
Reginald.
It's a Reginald Harfellow with a swollen shut right eye and a bruise the size of an ogre hand across like the entirety of his face. He's not looking good. He's got a little hood up. He's got again his squeegee staff ready. You ready for a bath? And he's a particularly strange sounding halfling, by the way. Not at all like jovial. It's like somebody ripped half his vocal cord out or something. Reginald sounds more like a goblin than a halfling, but he's certainly a halfling.
I wonder if Reginald would ever disclose some information to us.
I don't know. Maybe if someone healed his eye.
Does anyone have healing?
That was actually no. I was gonna say that was actually my idea.
Yeah, somebody should heal him and ask him questions.
Well, Kyle upgraded with Cure Wounds if he desires.
I did. Yes. Yeah.
I think I might have to take a cake break.
I knew that was coming right away.
Cake! Okay. Yeah, so Reginald's at the door. And maybe I will take a 5 minutes just to acquire this delicious morsel of cake, and we'll come back in 5.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll go take PP and get another Coke.
And we'll think about how to deal with Reginald, or if we're dealing in a special way with him at all.
Yeah.
Well done, guys.
Yeah, sounds good. Hey, Kyle, are you still there? I don't think.
to the door. They said that's so cute.
Cake break is over for me. Cake break.
What type of cake was it?
It is a well, it's a pear cake, but it tastes like you're eating pancakes with pears on them, except in a dessert. It's really good. It's insanely good.
Do you want to send me some, buddy?
Yes,
Buddy.
I do want to, but I'm unable to. So.
Oh, but buddy.
Finished? Yes, I am. Thank you.
Oh,
Give
God.
a Reg. Look, how all you have to do is give Reginald a hard fellow.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say all you have to do is turn Reginald Hardfellow into Reginald Hardfellow.
You know what I just thought of that's very disturbing, or at least mildly? Halfling boners.
Right as they come back into the stream, literally we zoom back in, mics are back on, all we get is halfling boners.
I mean, he raises a valid point, right? Like, what?
Like, yeah.
Would it be like a half jib?
I don't know. This is
Depends which
Like,
halfling.
are they micro endowed or
like,
I feel
are
like
they like normal human endowed? Because they're it's a very strange.
assumedly there's a high level
scenario.
of variance to these properties?
I feel Reginald is kind of mutilated, so I feel like he maybe wouldn't have anything at this point. But it might just be me. He doesn't seem like the best treated halfling in the world.
Kyle's gonna find out.
Kyle's gonna find out. He's gonna have
Kyle's gonna get
all the
hands-on
right ways.
experience, and we'll know.
You have to. It's for the group.
Just a little soft little, one of these.
No.
All right. So next time we'll leave you to be eaten by zombies.
Just
Agreed.
walk up to
Agreed.
him,
Excellent.
Cure wounds and give him a little Trump pat.
A little Dutch rudder, It's like, how bad could that be?
Are we all back? We all ready?
I am returned. Yes, I think we're all ready. So last we left, guys. Appreciate you allowing for the break. Last time we left, we had a knock on the door, and I believe Elia, you opened the door, correct? And in walked Reginald Harpello with his shower squeegee, and somewhat impatient since he had to knock 3 times. And shower time.
You look angry.
Wait, what was that? Someone sound like a
You
robot.
Terrible.
You're saying this to Harpello?
Yeah, to Reginald. Yeah.
Comes with a job. Are we getting this shower odor or are we not?
Here, let me heal your wounds.
Oh no, I think that, and he sort of like recoils back. I think that
Shush.
Grumsh would.
Shush.
All right, so you.
All right. So what do I need to do to cure wounds? Just
Cast it.
okay.
Is it
I
verbal, somatic?
I do
Jim
need to
ever
check.
so gingerly.
You have to softly touch him and whisper sweet nothings into his ears.
Softly in the midsection area.
Inner thigh.
No, I will touch him where he is actually injured. I will hit him, and I will put
Slide your hand.
hand on the face. Nope. Don't push your luck.
Just
on
slide
face.
your
Hand on
skinny
face, cured
female hand
wounds.
into his pantaloons.
No.
His Pontiguas.
His wounds are cured.
And into his pants.
Okay, so as you cast Cure Wounds, and by the way, guys, looks like it's gonna be a sleepless night at least for now. So nobody's gonna get to regen these spells before we go out to meet with Grumpsh. So you've used your Cure Wounds spell, so it's off the board for now, Kyle. And as you do so, his eye sort of reforms properly, and the bruise across his face goes away, and the sundry damages that you can repair are repaired. And he sort of touches his face with a chubby little halfling hand. But what is Grumsh gonna say? He'll think that he needs to hit me more.
No, you don't. You just need to. We were all kind of like our group wondering. You've been around. You're around him. What's kind of been going on around here the last 40 days apparently that we've been gone?
Well, I'm mostly on the floor. Cedar hasn't changed in about 50 years.
Thing on the outside?
The outside? Well, there was a horse and buggy that I looked in tonight before I got here. And it seemed mighty locked down. I wonder what they done in there. If I could get my mitts on it.
That was ours.
Oh, right. I just like to keep things, just make sure everything's secure, that's all.
Sure you do. All right.
Yeah, that's what Grub asked me to do. He said, you look in there, and if there's anything other than a rock, if there is anything that needs protecting, you protect it.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
The shower, the orc guy with the shower. What do we got?
This is the weirdest foreplay.
When do we get that going?
Urzog, there's a little halfling here to shove a stick up your arse.
Well, that costs extra.
Reginald.
Yes.
I'll be willing to give you some gold pieces and let you skip my shower if you
Well, thank God.
Give us. Could you perhaps? I understand you're very loyal to Grumsh, even though he mistreats you. But I know you can't disclose too much. But could you perhaps give us a little insight on what Grumsh may be planning for us for the evening?
No, because then I'd be in trouble, so...
Grumsh would never have to know. I'll give you the gold pieces, you've been healed, you won't have to shower me. You can stay and drink some grog with us, and he'll never be the wiser.
Well, what about this here? If I tell you something, can I keep this?
And he holds up a bag of vampire dust.
I don't even know what it is, but it was on that wagon.
I believe, sure, you can keep it, Reginald. I believe it's a type of paste. When you add water, you can use it to paint on your walls.
And why would I want that? Maybe I'll take the gold instead. Here.
Tosses the bag of vampire dust.
So, how much gold are we talking? Cause this'll cruise me for a bruising. If it goes wrong, that is.
How about 5 gold pieces, my dear Reginald?
Let's see. Grumps pays me 22 copper per week. And his carry the 17. And I bet you 10. 10 gold pieces, and I'll tell you what I know.
10 gold it is, Reginald.
Let's see it. I want to test it.
I'll give you 5 now, and I'll give you the other half after you share the
and
information.
also, what's this empty bottle with a toenail in it for? I found it on the wagon.
It's just a stinky toenail, Reginald. It's nothing of value.
Why would you have that on the... why would anyone keep that on their wagon?
I mean, Reginald, if you look inside my backpack, I have dwarf beards, I have goblin heads, and I have the face skin of a very elderly man, so don't ask questions.
Well, you should see Grumpsh's room. You want to see a skin? He's got about 17 halflings stitched together. All my predecessors for a bed sheet.
I bet you they were never given 10 gold.
Well, maybe they were, and then they wouldn't give it to Grumsh. Who knows? But all I know is they're not of my family. I just call them my predecessors because they did my job before I did this job. But then again, I don't even remember being hired. So...
I'm curious, Reginald. How did you get into this line of work?
well, one thing leads to another, and you owe a brothel, and then you owe a card shack, and then you meet an ogre, and then he slaps you, and everyone laughs, and that's kind of how you become a jester, I guess. I don't know.
All right.
This is how this kind of thing happens. But I don't know how I got this shower gig. I guess it just comes with the territory. And it's never a beautiful halfling woman. Can you believe that? Absolute rubbish.
Does Reginald, I'm sorry, my friend, but does that even exist? A beautiful halfling woman?
I should storm out of here right now and tell him he bribed me with pittance, making 20 gold for that stupid cunt. Of course they exist. Have you never heard of Valentin O'Dare, the most charming halfling bard across the Shires?
I haven't. Do you have a photo? Can you describe
Yes, let me get my phone out, you dumbass!
Can you I personally have never witnessed one. I don't mean any offense, my good sir.
Witnessed what? A woman?
A halfling woman. I've never met one.
Well, I can't believe you never... Go on.
Could you perhaps describe what a beautiful halfling woman might look like?
I mean, it's not like I've seen Valentin O'Dare myself. You just read a couple poems here and there and a couple historical accounts of great halfling legends across the land, and you just kind of know from the writing that she's, a luck.
I believe you.
It's one of those things. Writer voices and things like that.
All right, so as we initially agreed upon, here's 5 gold.
Tell
me the story. Yeah, 5 gold. You tell me.
Roll
I'll
a
give you
percent.
the other 5.
That's right. Roll a. Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Okay. Let's see. So Grump said, let's see. I'm going through my notes here. He said, make sure the rug is there. If it's not magical, let me know. If you find anything you want to steal, go ahead. Oh no, that one's crossed out. Sorry, must not have done that one. But here's your bottle back. And the bottle with the toenail, he throws to the ground, and so just the toenail rolls in there. I believe that's the Hill Giant strength, the bottle.
Didn't Trish drink that? Oh no,
yeah,
the empty bottle. She put the toenail.
The toenail remains in there.
Yeah.
And so then he said, make sure the rug's there. If there's anything I want to steal, go ahead. Oh, cross that one out now. Let's see. What else we got here? Oh, if they put up a fight, make sure Gubbins and his crossbowmen are there. Oh yeah, he's got crossbowmen there. But he doesn't really use them. I've only seen him say fire one time. The other times he's met people, he just chops them up into bits instead. He likes it that way. So I really wouldn't worry about the crossbowmen too much.
So Grumsh insisted that you determine that the rug is indeed there, correct?
Yes and no. He said, have a look-see and make sure it's there. So I guess that's a yes.
So, and you saw the rug, correct?
I mean, I saw a big thing, another thing. It's kind of dark, and I don't have dark vision. He doesn't really realize that, I don't think. So I kind of just touched that thing and was like, yeah, that's probably a rug. And I rooted around the bags, and I moved on. I don't know all day for this. I guess there's a rug there. God.
All right, thank you, Reginald. Here's your other 5 gold pieces. One final question.
That's legit.
One final question before you go on your way. You mentioned crossbowmen. Do you know how many people will be accompanying Grumsh at this meeting?
Well, I'll probably see you there myself, but I'm supposed to skulk in the shadows in case somebody tries to do anything crazy. In which case, I have a little poison-throwing dagger that I throw in their Achilles, and then they go down and they stay down. So I'll be there. I'll see you there. Maybe I'll wait.
Perfect.
And as for the crossbowman, he's usually only one, and he doesn't like to employ these range types. Like I said, he likes to chop them up when it goes bad.
Thank you, Reginald. Since we had this beautiful exchange of goods, you gave me information, I gave you gold. You didn't have to shower me or anyone of our group, and our kind elf
Excuse me,
friend here.
does the elf
healed-
lady need a shower? Because
No.
And our kind elf friend healed your wounds.
yes, he
Maybe
did. That's why
perhaps you will not throw a poison dagger in one of our heels during this meeting. And if it helps tip your favors, I could offer you an evening with our
No.
elf friend over here.
Persuasion check, please. Although I do like the phrase "tip your favors." It's nicely done.
5. I don't know what my booster is, but I'm sure it's not high enough.
Well, I'm a more of a halfling kind of guy myself, so I'll pass on the elven offer. But I will consider not throwing this.
And he pulls out a dagger, the smallest dagger you've seen, yay big. Barely not. It's essentially like all dagger and no hilt. It's almost like a. It's very strange to see. Only a halfling could probably make it successfully. And it does have like a line of it looks like poison ivy like painted on it, on silver.
I do like to throw these. They're pretty fun.
Perfect.
Reginald, what would happen if you touched the tip with your finger?
Well, I was already holding it like this. Maybe that's unwise. But I've experience with these kind of things. I'd probably die.
He slips it back in. He obviously has had some sort of brain damage over the time. He's a little bit too honest and a little bit too awkward at times. Getting beaten around by an ogre for who knows how long.
Thank you very much, Reginald, for your fellowship. Should I bruise you on your way out so Grumsh is not the wiser?
Oh, jeez, I hate this part. Go ahead. Make me look over.
Okay, thank you.
I think that'll do. God. This is probably for the best.
He opens the door and closes it with his 10 gold. Party loses 10 gold, by the way.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. And that's the end of this scene. And if you guys want to talk a little bit, if there's anything you learned, and then we'll proceed onward to the rest of the night.
It seems like Grumps thinks it's a magical carpet, boys and girls.
Give it to him.
I think that's the plan, and I think we're gonna trick him. I mean, we don't know where we're meeting yet, but when we get our note of when to go meet, we will obviously apply our magical ruse.
Yes. We'll ruse it up.
And it seems like Reginald to be there, Grumsh, a crossbowman, so maybe like 4 people max. It doesn't seem like anything.
He did say other guys.
The elf, yeah. Yeah,
Now,
ready
what do you make?
for a fight, potentially.
What do you make of the fact that Reginald was snooping through your wagon?
That just means that I think Grumsh was just wanting to confirm that we weren't lying about a rug, and he has and Grumsh asked Reginald specifically to see that there was a rug there, meaning he wants to make sure that there is a rug, meaning he believes that there is a rug of value, and he wants to make sure we're not bullshitting him. He doesn't know that it's not magical, but
You're muted there, Dad.
Yeah, and possibly make sure we weren't holding out on any treasure that we might have found.
For all we know,
I think.
oh, did we
we
lose
lost-
Derek?
Did we lose Derek? I think.
Yeah. Oh, there he is.
I was gonna
Go
say,
ahead.
For all
Go
we
ahead.
know, the rug is actually magical.
Yeah, we don't know. That's
Could be.
true.
Could be.
It is a pretty, like, potentially crazy rug. But I think we should do those spells on it.
Maybe the rug is what caused the time displacement that we were in.
that'd be too much of a stretch, but it would be hilarious. I think. I thought about it earlier, but like, nah, that's just too far fetched to be true. all that work that I put into wanting that rug and laughing about it. But I knew it was hiding a trapdoor. I knew it was hiding a trapdoor.
Okay, guys. So you guys good? You guys feeling okay about everything in general before we continue the story? Okay. Okay. So some time passes, and idle conversation is shared, and then suddenly knock on the door. I don't know if you can hear that as a knock, but
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bale, it's for you.
Oh my gosh, fine. I'll get the door.
All right. So you open the door, and standing in front of you is the elven guard in his gold and silver armor. Bale?
Yes.
Yes, I know it's you. I'm very well aware. I just need to go through the pleasantries. You are hereby summoned to meet Grumsh just outside city limits, near the front gate, 17 paces to the right. Not in a back alley, just out in the open. No funny stuff. You understand?
Understood.
And we've made sure that there'll be no garrison patrolling the area, at no small expense, I should add. Any questions?
No, I'm good.
Bring the rug. Don't bring any cronies. Unless you want their heads gone. You can bring the orc with you. You and the orc. You can bring. Anyone else? Deals off. You got it?
Got it.
Good.
Oh, good.
We'll see you. Make it 45 minutes. 17 paces to the right of the front gate. No guards will be present. There will be the lamp of the front gate to illuminate the proceedings. But there won't be anything else. Except, of course, if you count me nearby. And this. And he brandishes the overly discussed double-bladed katana staff that he has. And he doesn't, you note that he doesn't mention Reginald either. Just the two of them, he says. Grumsh and him.
Okay.
And then he walks down the hallway. Even though he's heavily clad in armor, except for the helmet, which he had under his arm, he doesn't make much of a sound, as would be typical for elves in their dainty ways.
All right, Bale. Are we going to bring the caravan, or are we going to just bring the rug?
I was gonna say, if we bring the caravan, technically we could hide in the coffin, but
with the corpse.
I wouldn't say it was a good idea. I'm just trying to be stealthy.
So we could bring the caravan. We could bring it to the city gates and then walk the rug the rest of the way. Right? It's only 17 paces, so that's still well within the 30 feet range.
True.
And Sal could be hiding in the caravan in a so he could do his verbal spell. And I guess the rest of us will just stay at the inn.
I can sneak one small person in my cloak if you want.
Hide in your back.
Tricks, yeah.
Yeah. Be in your bag with your heads.
I think we. Yeah, so like I'll go with the cart and I'll stay with the cart, and then as you guys are bringing the rug out, like I'll just.
Do you guys know exactly what spells you're casting at this point? Like, do you have that nailed down in the plan?
Yeah.
So you're casting the whispers, right?
Yeah, I'm casting the thaumaturgy, which will last 1 minute, and I can cast it within 30 feet. So I can say on this point, which I want it to be like, I want it to be the rug itself. There will be whispers.
Right. Okay. And those whispers last how long again?
1 minute. So they need to make sure that, like, they get this in front of Grumsh like within a minute after this is cast.
Okay. And are they just playing that by, I guess, by ear, hoping they time it right, or do you guys have signals with each other or anything like that?
I think like once they go around the corner, like I plan to cast it like as soon as they go around the corner, like as soon as just out of eye shot from me.
Okay. Sounds good. So excuse me, the throat's killing me now. Too much Harfellow. Let me see. Now what was I gonna say? For the sake of this moment, I would like to keep everybody in on the chat, even if you don't go. I think it could potentially be like an important moment, right? You don't want to like jeopardize the enjoyment just to keep it more realistic. So those of you that aren't there, you theoretically will be asked to not know this information on an honor system, but I would like to keep you around for it.
Don't mention it when we're talking amongst each other, then.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay.
Gal gonna summon
Question,
Ravens in as well,
Alex.
or are we skipping that plan?
Say that again.
Is Gal going to summon the Ravens in as well?
Oh yeah,
Well, keep in mind she can't summon; she can charm. So she'd have to see a bird, like with the ring. You mean?
So at night, I guess.
Yeah.
It might be. Okay. So maybe not.
Could be something out there. Could be things out there, but.
Well, I'm sure the shiny carpet for an hour and the well-timed whispers for a minute should be good enough.
Should be, yeah, I think so.
Derek, have you decided on the prestidigitation selection you're gonna make?
What was it? What were some of the ideas before?
It was like a shower of sparks, shimmer light.
Like the face up.
I said like anything you think of that's harmless and sensory or audible, I would consider allowing. So you can kind of like think about.
So
what you
can we say like a kind of warm glow emanating from the rug?
Sure.
Oh no, a coldness to go along with the whispers.
I feel like a glow is more fancy than just cold.
Cold glowing or just non-glowing now? Just trying to confirm.
Can we do both?
You can choose one aspect with prestidigitation.
Oh, Bale.
You have to cast it multiple times to do multiple, so.
We'll just do warm glowing.
Warm glowing?
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Radiating warmth, like kind of like being by a fire.
Okay, sure. Sure. You guys have a thought in your mind. I'm not asking you to divulge it, but I mean, theoretically, he'd be asking what the fuck is going on with this thing, right? Or as long as you have a thought about how to deal with that.
We said this was beyond our. I mean.
Right. Okay.
We said it was beyond our magical understanding.
Okay.
Am I sneaking tricks in my cloak, or would you rather stay in the inn?
I can go. I don't care.
I think you could say as well that like we don't know what triggers it. Like it exhibits these properties.
Yeah. Its magical properties seem to, I don't know, react at different times and yada yada yada.
Oh yeah, Alex, the whispers will be in Celestial, by the way.
Celestial language? Okay, it's the language of the heavens, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Are you guys feeling okay about it? Get the show on the road.
Yep.
Yeah, who knew you guys would become con artists? Interesting, no? All right. So the plan's in motion. You got a montage.
Montage.
Fucking montage with everybody getting in position and getting ready. So it's going to be Bale. It's going to be Urzog is the only hopefully visible people, right? The rest of you guys, I am gonna have to ask for stealth checks on each of you. Okay, even Rob in the wagon, things like that. Okay, so I would recommend maybe not wearing armor so as not to impede that process, things like that.
I'll just wear my clerical robes.
Yeah, you guys haven't gone yet, so you can adjust that stuff as required. But just keep in mind, if there is a battle, you'll be without armor, right? So obviously something to think about and something to process, right? So, all right. So that being said, it's the dead of night and everything's eerily quiet as was promised. Now, Urzog and Bale, you guys are atop the wagon, I suppose, or one of you can be leading it by a horse's reins, the other on it. I'm not sure what you want to do, but you're going to bring the wagon to the front gate and then proceed with the paces. Was that my understanding? Is that correct? And Sal, you are in the wagon, like secretly, right?
Yep.
So as you guys approach the front gate, the lamp lights in a sort of orange glow the sort of the walkway from the archway and then out. And there's a lamp just like 5-6 paces beyond the front gate, and there's moss flittering around it as you'd expect. It's a dull orange glow, and as you guys sort of bring the gear, bring the rug and what have you, and go look to turn to the right and take 17 paces, you can see the flickering of a light about the distance you'd expect the meeting to be in a distance, and you notice there are 2 people you can see in the distance, but you can't make out who they are yet. Just black silhouettes and a lamp, theoretically like a carried lamp. And they're nearest the wall of Daggerford, like inner city Daggerford. They're nearest the wall of it, but they are outside of it and sort of leaning against the wall in that area. So do you want to make your approach to them?
I think Bale has to cast his scroll on the rug first, and I guess I'll roll it up after he does that and throw it over my shoulder.
Could do, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll cast the prestidigitation.
Okay. And the carpet assumes the warmth glow of embers eating at logs in a flame, like a house fire, like like a fireplace. That's what I mean, a house fire. What the fuck's wrong with me? Too many words. And so you've got this glowing warm rug on your shoulder now, Urzog, and it looks a sight for sure. It's interesting to see it sort of shimmer like the coils on a radiator, like the orangeness is fading and then hot and fading and then hot around the face of what you know to be Valentin, not Prince Aladdin. And hilariously enough, that rhymes. Or can rhyme. I guess if you say Valentine, it wouldn't necessarily, but you know it to be the vampire, not this Arabic prince. But
Neverwinter Druid Prince.
Oh, I'm sorry, right. Neverwinter Druid Prince, yeah. Figure that one out. All right, so you've got the rug, so you and Bale going on foot, and you're going to take your 17 paces forward, okay?
So just
and as you get
out of sight, yeah, I'll cast my energy.
So you're doing that now?
Yep.
Okay, so the rug in your ear starts whispering incomprehensible celestial Urzog, and it's mildly off-putting despite its it's a series of vowel sounds, non-consonants, nothing harsh to it. It's like the flow of water in a voice or something. But still, it's eerie to have a carpet whispering and glowing on your shoulder. And I'd like you to take a wisdom check, please.
Bale. I whisper to Bale, this rug is oddly off-putting. Wisdom check. Okay, that is a... I am a wise orc, am I not? Oh, 16.
I believe so. Okay, so go ahead. On your modifier added, please. Like your plus your +2 or something.
16, yeah, just 16.
Right, but what's the mod? Oh, you rolled 16? Oh.
I rolled 16 and it's a plus.
Oh, I thought you were saying I thought your wisdom was 16.
Plus 0 mod is a wise orc, because usually I think they're like -5.
Yes. Yeah, probably. All right, so you turn to Bale and you said what again? Would you mind repeating?
This rug is mildly off-putting.
And you, because of your role, Bale's reminder that keep your shit together or whatever he wants to say. You realize that like you're not getting too off put because you remember like, hey, this is what it's supposed to be like. Like I guess what you're testing, what I wanted to test you for was, did you actually get spooked by your own shit?
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Believable. Yeah, this is a believable fake magic rug.
Right.
That's the point.
Right. So that's what you said back to him. That's the point. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys approach and you see, as predicted, the elf and I almost said Urzog, Grumsh. That's all you see, 2 by 2. So it's 2-to-2 meeting. Well, spits on the ground. Grumps. I don't know if that came through audibly. Well, glad you showed up. Now let's see. Is that it there? Right there. He gestures with his chin to the rug, asking if that's it.
Yes, that is indeed the rug.
It's got a funny glow to it, don't it?
Yes, one of the magical properties that we were unable to discern.
Unable to discern. Well, lucky for me, I've got an elf. What knows something about stuff. Isn't that right? Go take a look. And he gestures to his elf, who I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that he's ever been named. Is that right? Or did I have a name for him?
I don't.
Did I?
I thought you had, but maybe not.
I debated whether I had one or not.
I think so.
I don't think I did. So we're gonna assume.
Goldspeaker.
What's his name?
Brax Goldspeaker. Is that possible?
Brax Goldspeaker. Okay, sure enough.
Is that possible? Because I have Grumsh, then I had / Serena.
Oh no, that Brax Goldspeaker was the dwarf letter, I think, on the board, right?
So no, next to Grumsh, I don't have anything else. So I don't think.
Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. There's a lot of minutia. Anyway, so he's like, "Isn't that right? Go take a look." And the elf sort of, you see him like weirdly, like what the fuck? Like, Crumps, how many times do I have to tell you? I'm an elvish mercenary. It's not like I have magic plowing through my damn vein. I'm good with a sword, and I can take off any of these heads you'd like. Don't ask me to look at magic rugs for you. Now, for God's sake, you're lucky you're good with the blade, or else I'd chop your head off. All right.
I'm going to.
Let me see it myself.
I was going to say, as a conversion, I'm going to kind of jump a little bit and like chuck it to Grumsh and be like, "It's speaking to me. It's saying things."
You threw it to Grumsh? Is that what you just said? All right, I'm going to have to take a test, see if he catches it. Agility -3 for the ogre. You rolled a critical 1.
Wow, it's a rug. It's not going to shatter or anything. If anything, it'll unravel, open, and
might help.
You'll see all of its magical glory. And as it unravels, the voices will be louder and less muffled.
So it's a wrapped rug, correctly? So it's like you're throwing him a cylinder, right? Like
it was rolled up. Yeah. So as I toss it to him, if he's going to drop it, I would assume it'll fall to the ground and probably unroll. Is how I envision it.
All right. So here's what happens. You toss it to him. It's speaking to me, and he goes and drops it. Be like, but it doesn't unroll. It stays bound. It stays tight rolled, and he seems flabbergasted. Not because he didn't catch it, but because as it arrived to his hands, he heard, "Do you hear that? What's that? Some sort of elven or what?" "What are you talking about, Grumps? You damn fool. You take that tongue with me again, Elf, and I'll skin you alive." "All right, what are you talking about?" "Whisper." It whispered, just like the ogre said. It said something about something or other. And he looks to the ground, his eyes as wide as you've seen them. Suddenly now, Grumps not in control behind his VIP. Suddenly Grumps looks like a scared child, as if he's seen a ghost. The elf less impressed. The elf doesn't ever seem to betray much emotion one way or the other, whether when he met you at the door, when he blocks your passageway at the VIP, or now. Whether that's by design or by his nature, it's hard to discern. But Grumps is wide-eyed, the giant white pupils rimmed with bloodshot lines and tiny little black pupil. Sorry, the orbs themselves wide and white, and the tiny little black pupil dilating in the light. It spoke to me. I wonder if it's like the ancient language of that reality. And he sort of goes over to it, pulls out his hatchet, dwarf in his hands, but it's a full axe. For him, it looks like, you know, a rock climbing implement at most in his large hands, but it's a true fire axe. And he goes, pokes it with the blunt end of the top. What kind of witchcraft is this? How I know the spirits in this damn thing ain't gonna kill me? And he's addressing that to you guys.
I believe it is the voices of the great Prince Saladin. But it appears to come and go. It's not always talking, but when it does, it's rather spine-tingling, isn't it, Grumsh? Makes me shiver and almost wets my pantaloons.
Well, I'm not the type to piss me britches. I don't know about you lot, but I will tell you, it did catch old Grumps by surprise. And a few things do that, my friend. Yes, a very few things indeed. Now, Ev, go pick the thing up. I don't want to touch it. I know me a shaman who would pay a good sum for it at least.
What is this good sum, Grumps? I'm curious.
Oh, that's for me to work out and for you to accept the reward it was given you on behalf of our deal.
And what was that reward? I don't recall receiving it.
Oh, yes, it was some 40 days ago, wasn't it? I believe it was 5 gold pieces for your troubles.
5 gold pieces? How much will this shaman pay for this magical rug?
As I said, I don't discuss my business deals.
Surely.
And then the elf, as you say, surely, the elf draws a short sword from the waist to your throat. Surely you don't presume to conduct further business. A deal is a deal, a quest, a treasure, and all is well, no?
So and after we collect our gold pieces...
to your throat, though, Urzog.
My apologies. So after we collect our gold pieces, this journey and deal is officially closed?
Well, for a start, if I can fence this thing what I think I can, then we'll be in touch. Further details, further deals, further jobs and such. Just like the old sign says, come see Grumps for jobs and stuff. I'm a man of my word, or as it happens, an ogre man of my word. Now get the damn wrong. I don't want to see this thing whisper to me. I want to be able to sleep. He says to the elf, oh, for God's sake. And so he draws the blade down, goes to pick up the rug, has a moment where the elf in armor stops and looks at it. And almost seems to be, in your estimation, overly considering it. As he holds it in his 2 hands, and Grump just back turned to the elf and looking at you guys. He looks almost too deeply at the rug, right? At this moment is how I would describe it. The elf, that is.
May the ancient Prince Saladin bless you.
Yes, he'll bless me with a pocket full of gold if I have my way. Thanks, Saladin. Now, Bale, you've been suspiciously quiet. You don't seem to have any friends about, do you? And he sort of glances around and leans out, and he sees the wagon finally.
Why would I? We're here to conduct a simple business transaction.
That we are. It's interesting you brought the whole wagon. Presuming that's your wagon.
It is indeed our wagon. Do you really think I'd want to walk all the way here?
You're a man after my heart, Bale. Always a deal maker, and very rarely do you extend yourself beyond your reach. Unlike your friend here, who's about to reach his throat to the elven sword if he wasn't careful. You know what I mean? Oh, goodness. All right, you've got a deal. It's 5 gold pieces, and it's further contracting. We got a deal, we square, or we got a problem?
No problem.
Good. Hey, get the rug. We're going. Coil. And he calls to the forest. Out steps the aforementioned crossbowman, who to this point was invisible. We're out of here, Coil. Let's go. Yes, sir. But the interesting thing about Coil, the crossbowman, is that he is clad in Daggerfordian, like attire. The blue pantaloons, the silver breastplate, the mountain with a sword through it, that kind of stuff. So whether he's dressed up as that or a guardsman bought for these ends, it's hard to say. Now, I will remind you guys to think a little bit deeply on one item before this ends. And I typically don't want to do this, but I just want to give you a chance to think through it. And if you guys don't get to it, then that's fine. But I do believe there was some discussion that Crumps could provide some information on people of importance in the region as part of this deal. Was there not? Am I mistaken? I feel like he had some.
I honestly don't remember. Well, if you guys remember, then we'll go with it.
I believe that was because originally you have that ability to form roots with the underworld or whatever, and Grumsh is one of those people.
Yeah, but that was more for the striped toadstool thing. I honestly do not remember anything more than that. So I'm gonna go pee. If you guys remember it, give me a second.
Okay, no worries. I'll go ahead.
I could have sworn originally that we had wanted to find, because we went to go see him to get information on Fanar originally. I thought that was like why we went to go see him.
Yep.
And that's why when I said the 5 gold pieces, I seem to remember there was more to the reward than that. That's why I was pushing it. Right. I couldn't remember exactly the details of that.
Right. And I don't like to step out of line and remind you, but that was the detail. Was that he had something about, he could tell you something about Fanar and the goings on here. That he was, but as I say this, he and his compatriots are walking away at this point. So if there's an attempt to appeal to this remainder of the deal, he's seemed to have conveniently left that out. And it's up to you guys if you want to pursue that or not, knowing that they're, anytime you're trying to summon more from a crime lord, there's always potentially a risk, right? So it's up to you guys whether it's something worth pursuing.
We'll have to pause time and wait until Derek returns to see what he says, but I'm okay to shout at him, but I don't want to get us all killed.
I mean, one thing I'm curious about is, like, what is the state of Captain Fanar? Like, is he known to be dead? Is he still presumably alive and it's like some kind of doppelganger or like...
And it's been 40 days, right? So
we can just say, like, just wondering, like...
We could find this stuff out, maybe, like, if Fanar if known dead, like, couldn't we ask at the pub or something?
Yeah, we don't need to necessarily ask Grumsh.
Maybe we'll wait.
It's okay. So fill him in while I rest my voice a little bit, if you don't mind.
So what did...
Yeah, so we recalled that originally we had went to go see Grumsh to find out information on Fanar, which led us to this quest of the gold pieces, but he was originally supposed to, I'm pretty sure he was supposed to give us some details on Fanar, which we have not received, and now he's walking away. Do we let it go and just go and inquire about Fanar, or do we kind of politely shout at him and say, hey, I thought you had some information for us about Fanar?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because I believe that he was like, you do something for me and maybe we'll talk, right?
Well, like Grumsh also didn't say... Grumsh also... I mean, if we're going to go with story continuity, Grumsh also said that this isn't the last we're going to talk to him and get quests from him.
Right.
And whether I shout at him now or we meet him back at the pub in the future. But I don't know if I want to see him again since we sold him a rosy rug.
Okay, so let's... Yeah, if that's... Okay, let's call out to him then.
Should I do it or should you do it? I feel like he gets more agitated when I do it. He sees more eye with you.
No, I'll do it. Well, so what exactly am I at? Just in general, like saying...
Just
what do we want to ask if we can go to him for information, or...
I would say, oh, by the way, oh, by the well, however you want to word it, but I'd be like, oh, by the way, I'm pretty sure when we went to go see you, we were looking for information on Fanar, and you left that bit out. I don't know. Figure what do you?
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay.
All right. So we're gonna time in, and you're gonna speak up, Bale.
Yeah. So I'm going to, as you said, Grumsh is walking away. I'm going to call out to Grumsh and say, Grumsh, if I recall correctly, 40 days ago when we made this deal, you had said that you would include some information about Thanar. What have you got for us?
And he turns about 12, 13 feet away. You didn't have to raise your voice too much, but they were moving away. He says, "You remembered? All right, a deal's a deal. You can't fault me for trying to profit a little extra, can you?" And he walks up closer. Well, I figured maybe that would be the reward for the next thing I had you do for me, but you're right. You got me, and I'm a mogre of my word.
Mogre. My next character is going to be a mogre, I've decided.
Well, you know, it has been some time since I saw you. Hey, you can go. And he gestures to the elf with the rug and the crossbowman. He gestures them to leave, willing to have a 1 to 2 conversation here. You can go, it's fine. Just a little exchange of information and so. Now, you've been gone for some 40 days. Now, whether it was a witchcraft of Aladdin or some other hogwash, you don't seem to realize that it's been that long. I ain't about to give a damn whether you're taking a shit for 30 of those days. But what I will say is, things are mighty strange round there. Fanar, Fanar is Fanar. Only, he's more of a dick than he was before. Maybe his wife left him, I don't know. But all I know is he's been angling the guild for some weeks now about cracking down on the incoming units trade, about kingpins and the like having too much power, about needing more men to assert his will, about how he's the general of Daggerford's army, and it's his right to do as he pleases in the defense of the people. Now, I'll tell you, I'm not one for laws, and I'll take fair sight that you aren't either. And he gestures to Bale. Am I right? We're one and the same, I think. Or at least as same as an ogre and a human can be.
I believe we are.
That's what I thought. That's why I like dealing with you. Although you're half my height and 3 times as weak. That will get you places. Places that a buffoony ogre like me can always get to. And that is why I got use for you. So here's what I'm thinking. I like your jib, the cut of it, as you say. I like that you call me out on me bullshit when I try to get away with a little extra off the top. I could use a guy like that. But what I can't use is a party of adventurers who want to be do-gooders and not have you and all this rubbish. This guy, and he points to Orc, this guy, I don't know where he stands, other than that he stands about 7 feet tall, and that sometimes that's all I need to know. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, I got a plan for you, but you're the leader of it, Bale. You understand me if you agree? Because I can't have Fanon on the warpath, breaking down everything I've built. So here's what I'm thinking. We'll be in touch, and we'll set it right, because it ain't right. Fanon have been acting a fool lately, if you'll allow me.
I don't know why that's hilarious, but it is.
I just borrow a page from DMX. All right, sorry about that. Fuck. So here's what I'm thinking. You and I, bro, we stay in touch. We find a way to figure out what this here Fenner, what's up his ass. And then we put a spike through when the time is right. The way I see it is, the sooner he gone, the sooner I rise up, the sooner I get back to my control of the guild, and the sooner you're rich. Sounds like a plan to me, don't it?
Count me in.
So what I'll tell you is this. Our plans aside, his Fenner's been angling for more and more power. And I don't like it, not one bit. See, when Fenner started the job, and this is extra. This is extra information because I like it. When Fenner started the job, he was about as milquetoast as you imagine. Little human in his armor, making all the rules. LAWS and something laws. He make all these laws. I'm trying to forget it. I'm trying to make a song of it, but forget it. It's too late for that. Now, the stupid little humans in his armor telling everybody what goes and what not goes, but he never stepped out of line. Never crouched for more. Except about, gosh, what was it now? 45 something days ago. When you came out that there hole, things started changing at that point, you know? It's like he was afraid of something. It's like he was holding on too tight or something. It's like he didn't believe what he had was enough. And I know one thing, he said, ambition either puts you where you want to be or it puts you in the ground. I think it's time Fenner remembers that rule. But for now, you keep your eyes and ears open. You work for me. I'll see you done right. The rest of y'all do-gooders I could care less about. But when you see him, Fenner there is, just remember, he'll get his. You'll get yours. I'll get mine. And we'll be fine. Tusks protruding. That's all I got for you. Now keep your damn mouth shut. If Fenner feels that anybody's getting crazy, the way he's been acting lately, he'll shut it all down. And I mean all. Dan, you saw the corpse. I know you did before you left. Garrison? Wasn't less than a month ago, Garrison was his top man. Before he's hanging from the rafters. Humans change. Don't get me wrong, but they don't change that much. All right. Anything else? Or I'm leaving.
No, I believe that's everything. Thank you.
Don't thank me. Just work with me. Come on, Reginald. Ah, jeez. Steps out of the tall grass. There the whole time. Dagger in palm, but swiftly tucked into his shirt sleeve. I'm away. And with that information, you guys, I note, did not choose to reveal the ace card that you possess. Correct? Like just speaking out of...
Correct. Telepathically whispering to each other, actually.
And with that, guys, I'm going to end it now, give my voice some earlier rest than usual. I do appreciate it. This was an all-dialogue episode. I appreciate you guys. A lot of fascinating ideas. I'm going to give 5 luck points around the house for a beautiful session, guys.
I like how you had a heavy dialogue session for yourself on the night where you're like, man, I can't really talk.
Well, it is what it is. The story, I have the story like vaguely written. Like,
oh, it was good.
So, I knew it was gonna be that, but I was kind of hoping like you wouldn't mind if I ended it early, if that's okay.
Oh no.
So what we'll do is we'll call it there if you guys are cool with it. And we know now that you guys are in league with Grumsh, deeper than before. At least Bale is, and who knows what else. But Bale's leading you guys on that, and seems like, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it seems like Fanner's alive, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
So
I
do
mean,
it.
yes, but no.
One a Thanar, not the Thanar.
Yeah.
We have the Thanar, yeah.
Right. So mull that over for next week or whatever, or whenever next session is. I'm assuming it's gonna be next week. And we will get back to it, guys. Okay.
Alex.
Yeah.
At some point this week, am I able to spend some time with you in an afternoon or something like that?
Yep.
Because I just want to
get your sheets done.
Well, there's the sheets, but I also want to. I just want to not bounce some ideas off you, but I want to go. I want to clean up my notes, so I'm gonna get like an actual book, and I just have some lore and things to ask you if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Some things, just to.
Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, we can do that.
Compendium of our journey so far.
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that. Yeah, just yeah, that'll be fine.
Cool.
Let's say before the weekend.
Oh, next weekend, you mean? We are the weekend, yeah.
Like before, before.
I'm off. Unless they call me into work, I'm off the next 6 days anyway. So.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, that's it then, everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it there if that's cool with you guys.
Okay.
40 minutes early, but
Thanks
See you
a lot,
guys.
It was
See you
great
guys
to
next
you.
Sunday.
Bye.
yep. See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. See y'all Sunday.